Yeah, I'm recording now.
All right, good.
Here's
Ready?
my claps.
That joyful sound means. Yeah, we are underway. Welcome to Due to Underwhelming Demand, the podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman. So far, by the way, Ryan Seacrest hasn't taken one of our jobs, but now that he's looking for work,
Well, he's stepping back from jobs.
Yeah, listen.
It turns out
look.
even Ryan Seacrest gets burnt out.
Well, maybe I don't know. Anyway, don't come looking for us, Ryan. It's all we got. So
Yeah.
stay away. By the way, the podcast is brought to you by Calves for a Cause, April 5th, during the Canadian Dairy Expo in Stratford.
Yes, Daryl and Sarah Marcus started this a couple years ago, and all commissions from the sale of the calves go to Children's Hospital Foundation here in London because their son was treated there for a while.
So they're giving back, and still continues to be treated there.
Yes,
and their experience at Children's affected them so much and left them so they were so thankful they wanted to do something. Whatever they could, so that other families would experience the same great treatment and love and care that you get at Children's. So Calves for a Cause.
Well, over $100,000 in donations from Calves for a Cause is a pretty good start.
In 2 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, not bad at all. Anyway,
so if you're in the market for a calf, you might as well buy one for a cause.
That's what you should do. And check them out. They're on Facebook. They're also on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's April 5th. That's that's when you can bid. Okay.
During the expo in Stratford. Yeah.
Sure. There you go. Thank you for bringing this fine quality podcast. Thank you for sponsoring this fine quality.
Yes.
Podcast.
Thank you for sponsoring. Bringing us a little bit of, quality.
Sure. I have more free time now than I used to have.
Do you?
Not much more.
Oh, really? What are you filling your days with in the winter?
No, it's just that
without golfing.
Yeah, no. I think there's more free time, and when we were saying goodbye on the radio our last day, I believe people were, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I really would like to cook. I'm not a cook.
Yeah.
I'd like to
you did say
learn to cook, and so I've been cooking quite a bit. Actually.
Have you?
Quite a bit.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yes, I have made...
Other than barbecuing, I didn't think you were cooking at all before.
I'm not, I have basic things that I could throw together if I had to.
Yep.
But I wouldn't consider myself a chef by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, I don't consider myself a chef either.
So
I just have to feed my family.
Yeah, exactly. And so at one point, because... I wanted to do some cooking, and everybody else is either in school or working. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm here to do the cooking. We had so much stuff in the fridge that we were running out of room. And so we had to freeze some of the many things that I've cooked.
Wow, look at you go.
To be used later. I've made some interesting things. And I've come across a couple that I really wanted to make, and then my wife has given me some suggestions. This week I made a corn chowder, which was really quite good. I mean,
that sounds good. Yeah,
it's really good. Last week I made, and I actually saw this recipe on Instagram from the girl on Friends, Courtney Cox. It's for cheeseburger soup.
I think I saw her post that.
It's really good.
Is it?
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so I'm cooking, but I'm wondering, and one of the reasons that I wanted to cook is that I wanted to get better at it. I wanted to get better at the preparation. I wanted to be better suited to handle the pressures of cooking. I have to really plan things out. I have to be really well organized, or it's a mess. It's just a real mess, and I learned that very quickly. So that I made some spring rolls about a month ago, which I really liked. And
you made them from scratch?
Yeah. You need
good for you.
You need some cabbage and carrots. You need all these ingredients.
And slice everything up really thin.
So I've done them twice, and the second time I learned my lesson: be organized. You got to have you got to be organized. And,
I guess it depends on what you're cooking.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, I after all of the things, and when I'm cooking stuff, I don't even really think about trying it. I don't even really care what it tastes like. I don't even really. I just want to get it done. It's like it's a task.
Well, aren't you cooking so that you can enjoy eating it later?
Well, I actually do enjoy when I do finally sit down to eat it.
Right.
But that never crosses my mind when I'm making it. And that's
Mm.
why I wonder if I'm doing this right. Am I cooking like, because I'm not sure that I don't. Is there a point when you start to cook? Is there a point when you make things? Is there a point where you go, boy, I really like doing this?
Oh, you enjoy cooking?
Yes, because I don't know that I've reached that point yet. And I'm wondering, because I know that you both, Forman especially, Forman's been a master chef for years.
Have you?
Yeah,
Really? I didn't know that,
yes,
Forman.
Forman's been doing this for a long time. I
Okay.
recall stories of when he lived with just with the bros when he went to school, where he would create dishes for the kids.
Oh.
I would create things, and then they ridiculed me about them mercilessly.
But he at least created
You
something.
literally
Yes.
just made it up.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
I see.
I owned once upon a time a Master Chef barbecue that made sure that I was definitely not a master chef, because those are terrible. No,
Yeah.
Dave, I think you are officially doing it wrong, because you should officially be at the stage where you enjoy cooking. When you retire and have time to spend cooking,
Yes.
is when you enjoy it.
Well, okay.
I think so too. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, I have time. When does the joy come in?
You know what? Cooking takes time, and you, Dave,
Yes.
in particular, don't love activities that take time.
No, I
Other than golf,
Except for golf.
golf takes time.
which
Yes.
you tell me that you hate anyways.
Well, we don't really. I mean,
That you don't play golf because you like it.
No,
That's
you don't
what
go.
You tell me.
We never go and play golf to have fun.
No.
No.
No one
So
would ever
I-
do that.
No.
I'm not
No.
sure that you will ever like cooking, because
Really?
I don't think you like to do activities that take time.
Good point. You
Yeah.
already don't like golf, the time-taking activity, the
Look at-
ultimate time-taking activity.
No,
The
you-
ultimate, yeah.
Look, you see, you have to understand with golf is that you reach when you first start playing golf and you get better at it, and you start to play a little bit better, you really enjoy golf. That's when golf becomes something that you enjoy.
You enjoy it when you have a good round.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
then it becomes almost it reaches a stage where it becomes an obsession, and then it reaches a stage where you actually you accomplish maybe one of your goals. Maybe you break 90, maybe you break 80, and then you for some reason want to do it every single time, but you can't.
Right.
Mhm.
You can't. And so you spend 3 hours on the golf course, walk off with an 85 and go, God, I hated that. I just hated that.
What if you spend 3 hours in the
Yeah.
kitchen?
Well, that's what I'm saying to
3
you.
hours in the kitchen. I better end up
Mhm.
with a fridge full of meals that are ready to go.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's what I better end up
well,
with.
no, we're not making.
Yeah,
we're trying different things when I cook. These are all
Mhm.
things that we've never tried before. Some of them make a lot. For instance, I told you there was one sort of it was supposed to be like a taco soup, I think, or something.
Okay. Yep.
But I put too much chicken in it, and so it became less of a soup and more of a, I don't know, like it was just taco chicken. It was just taco chicken is what
Yeah.
it was, and we're still eating that. I made that like a month and a half.
Just wet chicken.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah,
I
but
see.
good. Yeah, but good. It's the all the taco stuff, and it was good.
But
It's
you have
good.
the luxury of experimentation
Yeah.
because
you've
of
got
the time.
'Cause
Where
if it doesn't work
Rachel and I were in this stage of, we just want a bunch of meals. Like, I'll throw all this shit together and pre-make
Mhm.
it, and that's like done. So we don't have to think about it for the rest of the week.
Right.
You can do 3 hours per meal every day.
Well, I
You
don't want to
could,
do
yes.
that.
That's
I
way
don't wanna-
too.
I
I
don't wanna
don't
do
like
that.
cooking. I
Yeah.
don't love it. Jeremy likes it. He likes to do it more than I do.
Mhm.
But if I'm in the kitchen for, say, an hour making a lasagna from scratch, I'm making 2 lasagnas, and one's going in the freezer so I can have it later and I don't have to make it that day.
I see.
Like if
Okay.
I'm spending time in the kitchen, I am maximizing my time and making multiple things.
Well, I'm not making what I would say. I'm making different meals, not necessarily. These are not efficient meals that I'm making.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is
You
you've
got all the
entered
time in the world.
joyous
Sure.
years of your cooking golden age, and if you
Yes.
can't
Sure.
enjoy it, you are a lost cause.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think you ever will. 'Cause
It's
I
not
don't think
getting
you
any
like-
better.
no,
You
it's
don't
not.
like things that take time.
I don't
You
know.
wanted to get things done quickly.
Well, I like to have it over with. Yes.
Yeah,
It's like
you like to
anything,
have most
you know.
things over with.
Yes. Who
So
doesn't?
I don't.
I have to.
Well,
I have
to do
go,
what?
I have
Cook?
to.
Go
I-
and spend time in the kitchen? I mean,
I have to go for a physical in another 2 weeks. I'd like that over quickly.
Yeah.
Thank
okay,
you.
that's
not-
fair.
You're just simply not understanding the concept of retirement. You have to go for a
I don't
physical.
want to be.
When you have to go for a physical, that's how can I stretch this one appointment into an all-day event? Because there's nothing else to do.
That's like when my dad would say to me something like, "Oh, well, I'm really busy tomorrow. I have a dentist appointment." I'd be
Exactly.
like, "No, you're
That's
not
it.
busy.
Yes.
One appointment is not busy. The rest of us work all day, have
Mhm.
children and families to take care of.
Oh,
Plus, we go into our
I have
appointments."
children. I have a family here.
Yes,
Mhm.
one appointment. You can't say that. You can't give in to being old.
But then
You
he's
can't
got a
do
I
that.
haven't
3-hour
done
meal
that.
to prepare.
You're the one telling
Then
me.
he's got a
Wait a second.
3-hour meal. I'm
You're
busy
the one's
in the
telling me
kitchen.
to do that. You're telling me to do that.
No, I'm saying don't do that.
Okay.
You
sure.
can't.
Foreman's saying I've got it all screwed up.
Foreman's
Yes.
saying when you're retired, you can say that.
Do see that's
But
your
I think
opportunity.
if you do say that, you're
Yes.
giving in to being old and you don't want to give into it. Just don't give
No.
into it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So spend your 3 hours in the kitchen and enjoy your leisurely cooking time.
No, I'm too
Yeah.
old. I think
Down a
think
bottle
I
of
think
wine.
what your problem is you're not very good at being leisurely.
Yes.
no, I've never been very good at leisure.
You
I
get
think that's the issue.
Like
Mm.
Yeah.
cooking is an excuse, just like so we're all clear here. If you have 3 hours to make an elaborate meal, you're snacking on it the whole time. You've
No.
downed a bottle of
do
wine. The
that
music
either.
keeps getting louder,
No, don't
and you're
do that
having a
either.
grand old time.
No, I don't
Yes,
do any of
That's
that
the
stuff.
point.
Picture
I'm
it
just,
now.
I'm just busy doing it. That's all I do.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think I'm too old to cook. This is due to underwhelming demand with Dave, Rachel, and Foreman.
And today we have Dear Dave and Rachel.
Oh, I like that.
It's
All
been
right.
a while.
Dear David, Rachel, and Foreman.
Dear Dave and Rachel and Foreman, because we can do what we want now.
Yeah,
Mm.
fuck
Right.
you guys.
You know, I saw this one on Springer the other day.
Controversy, drama, opinions, debate.
Dear Dave and Rachel.
Dear Dave and Rachel.
Okay, I think we might have dealt with this kind of issue on the radio show before, but we got an email about this. I think this is an evergreen thing. This is always something that is an issue for some people.
Okay.
Anyway, let me start. Dear Dave, Rachel, and Foreman, there is an opening at my company, and my nephew, who is currently looking for employment, would be a perfect fit. But often I found him to have issues with body odor. I'd like to tell him to apply deodorant, I'm assuming, but I don't want to be related to the funky smelling employee. He would have to commit to fixing this before I recommend him. How do I tell my nephew that he stinks?
Oh boy.
I think we have dealt with body odor issues on Dear Dave, Rachel, and Foreman before.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this is a new email, so here we go again. What do you think?
Well, that's a tough one. Have you ever worked with anyone that had issues?
No.
Hmm?
Mm-mm.
Foreman?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I have.
just not like a close proximity all day every day situation. So
No.
it was easier to
I
avoid.
worked- Yeah, you kind of avoid that. I did work with somebody, and not every day. I was a reporter, so I would interview them often, but not
Mm.
every day. And they had the worst breath. The
Mm.
worst breath. Now that's not body odor, it's different. So I would just try and it wasn't my place to tell them, but I
Mm.
would try and just back away as far as I could
I
with
see.
my arm out with the microphone, you know.
Well, we had somebody many years ago in the building that we all worked in, on Wellington Road South. There was a guy. What was his name? Well, we had nicknamed him because he stunk. He literally
Old Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete. He was Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete.
He was
Not
Stinky
Uncle
Pete.
Pete.
No,
Uncle
no,
Pete's different.
no, completely
Not
different.
Uncle Pete.
This is Stinky Pete, and
Okay.
I forget his name, but it was bad. And then like
Mm.
he was, he wasn't an on-air guy, but he was a guy that would, push buttons
Okay.
and do that kind of thing. And when he was in the one studio, and it was the AM studio, and if you had to go in there for anything, or if you needed something or whatever,
And you're
it
trapped in a small room.
It's brutal.
Oh,
It was
that's
brutal.
awful.
And we talked, amongst ourselves. What could you do about that? Like, how do you drop hints?
Mm-hmm.
How do you, you put in his mail slot? Do you put deodorant, or do you put, I don't know, soap, something? What do you
Right.
do? And then turned out, I know this is very difficult to believe, but at one point I was actually in management, and I worked for this company that wanted to train us to be better managers. And so we did it was like a 2-day thing where we spent time. They would do videos, and they would do scenarios, and they would put you in the scenario, and then you would have to try to deal with the situation. You would be dealing with
Like
an
mock
employee,
situation.
an employee that stole, or an employee that did
Okay.
this or whatever. And
Yep.
one of those situations was an employee that had a BO, stunk. And
Oh.
I can't to this day. I forget what they did. I think they
What?
treat.
That's
remember.
like the most useful one.
Well, you would think, but I don't exactly remember what the recommendation was.
And you don't
But-
know what they
but
said.
it
That would have
was-
been helpful today, Dave.
But you needed. I think what I recall, and it was disappointing. And I think the reason that I don't remember it is because it wasn't something fun or creative. That's why I don't remember it.
And I
It's
think
because you can't treat a situation like this, unfortunately, that way.
No.
You have to, and as I recall, you have to treat it head on.
yes, I think that's I think, and I was never had to do that, but I think that if it were me that stunk, A, I would want to know. B, once you told me, I would be horrified, no matter how you told me.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether you told me directly or whether you told me while dropping hints like putting deodorant in my mailbox or something.
Yeah, sure.
I would be horrified. So how would I want someone to tell me? I guess quietly and directly and gently somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I know there's no gentle way to do it.
I know. What do you say? You kind of stink. You have some body odor.
Well,
I don't know if
kind
you
of stink
noticed.
is going to do it right away, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you can
but
say.
this is this person's nephew. So can't the parent of this
Yeah, like your brother
man
or sister.
tell him?
Yeah.
You would think they would know.
Yeah, doesn't the parent realize?
Well, that's what I wonder.
How old
I mean,
is the nephew? Is he's like just
Well,
16.
he could work.
If he's
Yeah.
hormonal, then he needs to be told he's hormonal.
Oh
you
yeah,
stink.
like teenagers absolutely need to be told
Yeah,
because
they
it's your
stink.
job as a parent to make sure they have good hygiene.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, we
so
go
he
through
may
that.
not
Told.
know. He
We
may
go through
be
that.
young enough to be a teenager and not even notice, and just need some
Yeah.
cracking down from mom and dad or whatever, and that might help.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's an employment looking for employment. I'm assuming that's full time. I don't know if it's temporary
Yeah.
or maybe it is casual for teens. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a
Well,
full time
you-
job. That's
you
what
know-
that when I read it, that's what I assumed, but I can't be sure.
Well, the thing is, if you care enough about your nephew, then you got to deal with this head on. If you because you don't want to not do something about it and recommend him for the job, because
No, you
that's
can't.
going to come back to haunt you.
Well, and if somebody doesn't realize that they stink, that will affect them in other ways in life, right? So I think that I would think they want to know, unless they're completely clueless about social cues and things like that. But I don't get this from that, right? Like I don't think that's the situation here. Anyway, we posted this on our Facebook page. You can check it out, Dave, Rachel, and Forman on Facebook. Somebody says, Daryl, honesty is the best policy. Just tell him. And then if your nephew doesn't listen, start recording other employees complaining about his stench and play it back for him.
Oh no.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
That's funny though. I like that.
Someone says, just do what I did to one of my coworkers. I just told him that at the one store, they had really good underarm stuff. Couple days later, you couldn't smell him anymore.
Good. He got the
Okay,
message.
so he
got-
did get the
Well,
hint.
there's got to be a way to subtly, but
You don't want to do it in front of people, though. You want it
No.
you have to respect the fact that this person will be horrified, no matter how you tell them.
Good
Mhm.
point.
And
Good
if
point.
they're not, then maybe that's the issue.
Someone suggested the website askamanager.org, Dave.
Yeah, that's a good one. Dave, that would maybe
Askmanager.org.
tell you what they told you.
There's lots of suggestions on how this awkward conversation can be had on that website.
Oh, good.
You know,
See,
and
there you go.
And it's Jen saying, he might not even be aware. He might be taking care of his hygiene, but maybe it's something in his laundry process that isn't working, or an antiperspirant that doesn't work effectively for him.
Yeah, could be. That's true.
That's a very valid
But
point.
you would think
Very
someone
valid.
else in his family would have noticed, right? Like
Yes.
it shouldn't be on you.
No.
Someone else should tell him before you recommend it. I think that, but like his parents, maybe, I don't know.
Well, Pam has suggested that
Okay.
you tell him that he would not fit in at the company. He wouldn't be a good match. Wouldn't like working there. Or you can let him apply and then tell everyone that this is your stalker who thinks he's one of your relatives. Totally ignore him, avoid him in the hallways, never be seen close to him. Eventually, he'll stop talking to you. You won't have to see him at work, and you won't have to go to his future wedding. Win-win.
See, this is what I was
Should
looking
write
for
this guy off.
years ago in the management session.
Yes.
That's what I wanted.
Creative
That's-
solution.
That's the solution right there. Good luck with that one, but
Yeah.
at least, yes, like that. I do. This is due to underwhelming demand, the appropriately named podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman. Forman, I think you have new wheels, don't you?
Got new wheels.
Yes, I heard Forman got a van.
No, you heard wrong. Incorrect.
Did you get a van?
Did
What'd you
not.
get?
Did not get a van.
You're
It's
just you're trying to get even because you've got that van thing.
I
going.
don't have
Yes.
a van. It's an SUV. I have a Toyota Highlander. It's an
Mhm.
SUV.
It's
A
Yes.
big one.
That was one of the many options we looked at, drove around, and definitely declined to purchase because of its van likeness. Because it has all the qualities of a van other than the sliding doors.
Well,
Yeah.
what did you get?
Okay, how many seats in your Highlander? How many?
7. I don't have the 2 bench seats. I got the 4 captains and then a bench in the back. So
That's
it's a
a-
7-seater.
How many? That's a van. That's like a cube van. What?
Yeah, but
what
you
are
could get 8 seats if you wanted.
Mhm.
We did not.
Yeah.
We didn't want it.
Specifically
We
because I
didn't want
didn't
it
want
to
it to
look
be a
like a
van.
van.
Yeah.
But if there was a vehicle that did have 8 seats, it would have to be so hefty and sturdy and big
Oh, here we
that
go.
it's more like a truck.
Oh, what did you get?
That's
You
what the
got
Formans have.
You got a truck.
It's like a truck.
An
Oh,
an
okay.
8-seater truck.
What kind of?
Yes.
How?
No, what is it?
how-
What'd you get?
It's where you would go to find a path. It's a pathfinder.
Oh my god.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Yes, beautiful black truck, much like Dave's.
It's not a truck. That's an SUV.
No,
That's
it's not
a
a truck.
Pathfinder.
yes.
it's not a
Well,
truck.
it's
It's
either
not
an
a truck.
SUV that's more truck-like than anything.
It's truck-like.
It's an
Okay.
8-seater. You got an 8-seater SUV. That is a van.
That's what you have.
I have a 7-seater.
Oh, well, that makes a difference.
Why do you need 8 seats anyway?
Because
Who
I
are you
have
carting around.
children. When
Sorry.
we have a car, a little car that once the 2 adults and 2 kids are in there in car seats, then there's no room for anything else. There's no room for
there really isn't.
stuff. There's no room for other children. There's no
Yep.
room for visiting grandparents.
This is why they make vans. You know that, guys.
Yeah, but instead you could get a truck.
hmm I
Wait a
spent more money to get the same size as a van, but in an SUV form.
It's not a form of an SUV.
That's
though.
an SUV.
Yes.
That's what I have.
It costs
Uh-huh.
more to get
Okay.
swinging doors than sliding doors, obviously.
If mine's a van, yours is a van.
No, it isn't.
Yours is more of a van than mine
No.
because it's 8 seats.
We specifically turned yours down because it was a van and picked
You-
this one because it wasn't.
You were going to get a Highlander,
Yes,
and then you
but-
decided to get a Pathfinder, which is the same.
It's
No,
not.
it's not
But
the
you
same.
think
As it
it's
turns
a truck.
out.
No, it's not the same.
Does it have a
Yes.
truck bed?
Yes.
No, it doesn't have one.
It's enclosed.
Aha.
It's
Yeah.
implied.
So's
Forman
mine
said-
when I put
Yeah.
the back seat down.
Yeah,
It's
you fold down the
implied.
back seat, and there's an enclosed truck bed.
Oh
Truck
my
bed.
God. Okay.
Okay. I like as much as I enjoy this conversation,
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's a truck, Foreman. I'm going to have to say,
It's truck-like.
It's a
okay,
van.
it might be truck-like. It's not a van.
It's not a van.
Pathfinder's
Oh
not.
my.
I've never heard anybody refer to a Pathfinder as a van.
Correct. and you never will.
Many people look at a Highlander and go,
They do
it's
not.
A van. That thing is a van. I didn't even realize it was yours. I would just see that van in the parking lot and go, I wonder who drives that.
Who's the only mother that I know who's in this building at this time of day?
Whose second job is operating a daycare.
Basically mine.
So you're telling me,
My kids and all their friends.
but both of you are telling me you have two kids. You have
Yes.
two kids
Mhm.
with 2 car seats. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you have literally you have no more room. We have to get one of these big, gigantic, fat
get a
ass
bigger
vehicles.
vehicle.
Fat ass vehicle because we have 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And stuff and friends
Oh, yeah.
and visitors.
Yeah.
Look, you come to Nova Scotia, the road quality isn't really, they
Guys
don't
know
pave
how
the
it is.
roads with the same standards as Ontario. So you need the four-wheel drive capability that a Pathfinder can provide,
Mm.
and all the room for all the visiting grandparents.
It's all this is all very millennial like for me. I mean,
Millennial.
it's very millennial.
It's
it
to
has to
accommodate your ass.
Yes,
Your
when you go and
generation
visit.
needs so much accommodation that we need all this room.
Don't blame it on me. I mean,
Yeah.
I came from I
How
was
else
from-
are we going to take you to get your picture at Peggy's Cove?
That's right. Well,
Get in
don't
the back
do
of the
that.
truck.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. I came from a family of 5, and
Mhm.
the largest vehicle we ever had was, I think, a 4-door at one point. That was it. We never
Yes.
had
Did
a.
you have a
But it was
didn't have a
6
van.
seats.
We
It
didn't-
was
but
6
we didn't-
seats
Oh,
because
yeah,
there was
you
a
probably-
bench in the front.
Yes.
Don't give me
Yes.
that. We had a Dodge Diplomat.
Well,
and
we
then
didn't have.
when that rusted out, it got
Yeah.
replaced with a Chrysler Fifth Avenue,
Yeah,
which is
sure.
I
the
had a
same
Mer-
fucking car.
I had a Mercury Grand Marquis. That was
Same
that's
car.
6 seats.
Yes.
but you were a
And when you
teenager.
were a kid, you could ride in the back window.
Yes, you could. We did.
Yes. So it
Mhm.
didn't
There was
matter.
no car seats.
Right. You
Yeah.
require car seats and seat belts, and you have.
When
oh,
Dave
but
was a
not
kid,
now.
it was propelled by his own bare feet
Yes,
underneath anyway.
exactly. Me and Barney, we would we would take off. I remember once I was traveling with my dad, standing in the back seat of the car, and I had to slam on the brakes, and all of a sudden I was in the front seat.
Yes.
That's
That
how it
actually
works.
happened.
That's
Yes.
how it works. So I mean, I know you have stuff and kids and car seats, but those are big vehicles. people.
Yeah, well, it
There.
fits everything. Let me tell you that.
Mhm.
Because you bought a van.
I can go on a road trip very easily.
Yeah, with your van.
I can tow a boat with mine. Can
Yeah.
you? No, vans can't
can.
tow.
Yeah. that's a
Oh, I
big-
can tow. I got a hitch and everything.
You both have vans.
Are you getting a boat, Foreman?
My mom has a boat.
I don't know why
Your
you don't.
mom has a boat?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, she has a
And a
cottage.
horse.
Yeah, and a horse.
My father-in-law has a 4-wheeler in a trailer
Okay.
Okay.
and needs towing.
You
well,
live,
you live near the water, so
you
you
live
better
in
get
Halifax. You do need a boat.
on it. Yes.
Yes. Gotta
But
go
now that you
lobstering.
bought a van, you might have to wait a little bit.
Didn't buy a van.
This is due to underwhelming demand with Dave, Rachel, and Foreman, brought to you by Melissa Photography. Thank you, Melissa Photography, for your support.
Yes, she's a lifestyle photographer based in Belmont, but she does everywhere. Elgin County, Huron County, all over southwestern Ontario. And she does all kinds of things. Weddings, newborn photo shoots, maternity photo shoots, professional photo shoots. She'll do printing, canvases, greeting cards, she says. She'll even restore photos. So if you have like old photos that you want restored
Yeah.
and reprinted, she can help you with that too. Melissa Photography, and you can find her on Instagram at Melissa Photofolio.
Yeah,
At Melissa Photofolio.
you
Yeah.
can check out her great work when you go to her.
It's awesome, really.
Go to Instagram. And by the way, she does weddings, of course, and has some dates available in 2023, which is important.
Oh,
if
good.
you're planning a wedding this year, she has some dates available.
And
So,
she told me that she is quite affordable
yeah,
price wise.
yeah.
So
And- okay. What's the Instagram again?
at Melissa Photofolio. That's her Instagram. it'll take you to her Facebook and her website if you want to check it out from Instagram.
Okay. She does
Yeah.
equine photos, as you know, Foreman. Equine photos.
That's right up your alley.
That's exactly what I need. If anyone needs a lifestyle, candid, regular moment photographer, it's me. You've seen my face in all photos of me. I don't know how to look or how to smile or how to pose or act.
Melissa could help you with that.
Yes.
She could help you with that.
Mhm.
Thank you, Melissa Photography, for your sponsorship. And by the way, if you would like to become a one of our sponsors, you can.
Yes, we do have some spots available coming up for title spot. Well, we might have title and other spots. We have sponsorship starting at $25 per episode. You can email us at daverachelforman@gmail.com or send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We
Yeah.
will answer.
Please do.
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can buy us a coffee too.
Yes, any money that we get and that we have gotten, thank you so much for all the donations. That helps us to pay for these platforms that we're using to record and distribute the podcast on. So if you want to buy us a coffee for $5, we would really appreciate it. Buymeacoffee.com/underwhelming. That's our link, /underwhelming.
Hey, you think all these sound effects I stole from the radio station are free? But those ones are.
Yeah. Maybe edit that out, okay?